On the road to romance, how a blind athlete's running mate became her soulmate. Kevin Sinfield there saying that he could stay at home and do nothing, or he could go out and do something. This could apply to one of our next guests, or both of them, in fact, because they say the course of true love never runs smooth, except if you're Kelly Barton and Mike Leatherbarrow. They're both runners. Kelly is blind. She needed a guide to take her around the Hesketh Park parkrun in Southport. Mike stepped in to help. They found a connection in more ways than one, and last week they got married. I spoke to them earlier.
So about 7 years ago, I was introduced to parkrun, and I'd never ran before. And when I went along to my first parkrun, I was introduced to Mike, who then started running with me. And we started off with parkruns, then we kind of started doing 10Ks and half marathons, and eventually we did the London Marathon. Wow. And I think as we ran so many miles together, we kind of got to know each other a lot, and we chatted a lot, because running long distances can be quite boring. So you do have a good chat along the way. And we just got to know each other, and I feel like we fell in love over the miles as it kind of happened.
Yeah,
really.
so I was just going to say, Mike, it wasn't an instant, like, ping. It's something that built...
Very much so, yes. It did take time to build up. Naturally, if you're a guide assisting a visually impaired runner, you've got to have a link, a relationship, a trust between yourselves anyway, which we had from the very go, really. Yeah. And as Kelly said, as the miles progressed, so did the lightness and the love for one another.
Had you been a visually impaired guide previously?
Yes. So that came about. I was volunteer at the London 2012 Paralympics, so I was inspired by all the athletes there, and an opportunity came about to train to be a guide runner. Oh. And then that led to being a guide at our local parkrun in Southport. We arrived the morning after our wedding to about 300 park runners plus lining us to the start line. It was lovely.
Must have brought a lump to your throat, I guess, Kelly.
Yeah, it is that, and that's... Parkrun is about so much more than just the running. It's like the community, it's the fact that people can walk it, they can volunteer, and it's just such a great thing to get up and do on a Saturday morning.
How does it work? Do you connected at the wrist? Do you hold hands? I suppose you could do.
Yeah, so we used to run where I'd hold Mike's arm, but with the distances it got a bit, like my shoulder would ache and Mike started to ache. So we use a tether, so there's like a tether called a ramble tag that wraps around Mike's arm, and it's got a little handle on it, so I hold it, and then we try and move our arms together, but it doesn't always work. But it's really good, you feel really safe, so Mike doesn't really need to give me that much direction anymore, because I can just feel the lefts and the rights and things like that.
It's amazing.
It works really well, yeah. And
I suppose as the sighted guide, Mike, people might think that you're the boss, but who's the boss in this relationship, really?
Who do you think, Roger?
Well, I kind of thought.
Definitely me.
It's all about trust, isn't it? And like a good marriage, it's all about trust.
It is.
Yeah, it's so much about trust. I mean, the first time you run with someone new, so like the first time I ran with Mike, I didn't know him, and, you know, I'm putting my cane down and literally putting my trust in him that he'll get me around safely and take me back to where my cane is. And, you know, it is a massive thing when you first start running. And it's lovely as you build up the trust, because then you can relax into the running and you just start to really enjoy it.
Well, many congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for coming in to talk to us. Kelly, Mike, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Kelly and Mike wish them many happy years together. Kelly and Mike and the parkrunners won't be put off by a bit of mist on Saturday morning, I'm sure.